Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, and certified high performance coach. Motivation. Dang. We've always heard motivation comes from within, and it does. Here's what's going to motivate you: massive demand. Massive demand for your services and you. That's what we do here, is create demand. Because if you create demand, you got a thriving business. If you don't, you have a hobby. Do you want a hobby or a thriving business that generates cash flow? Because when you have unlimited demand and you have created this, where you got hundreds, even thousands of leads coming in, then you are able to have a thriving business. Your cash flow is good and your community is healthy and growing. So how do we do it? It starts with a podcast, because we got to get to know you, like you, and trust you. And we want to share your story, your journey with our community. Because the more people know you, the more people get to know you online, that's where your unlimited, massive demand comes from. Because if I meet you and we have an interesting conversation, you built curiosity, I'm going to ask for your card and I'm going to look you up. And if there's nothing out there, the journey's over with. Done. No opportunity to be a part of what you have to offer. So you have to bring people on what we call a 7-hour journey. Sounds like a lot, but we don't think short term. We think long term. We play the long term game of making sure we're building demand. Demand for your services, demand for you. Because if you're a key person of influence online, you got to be able to give them something of value. Who you are, what you do, who you serve. You got to always build that online journey. And if you do, you're like I do. I dominate 5 pages of Google. 5. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 5. How did that happen? It was intentional. 450 podcasts, and that's just my podcast. Doesn't count my 9 courses. Doesn't count my other content I've created. I'm all over the place. But where you need to be is not everywhere. You don't have to be at every event in the city. You just have to be somewhere. And your somewhere is online. Because we are in a global opportunity. Excuse me. Global. My team in the Philippines could be watching this right now, 13 hours away. They're not in my local Kennesaw. They're 13 hours away. And that is the opportunity for you. It's all right to act local. Build your trust. Build your business. You also want to think global. Because if you think global, you only have 24 hours. And if you're chasing a bunch of events out there and you're thinking you have to be everywhere, there's not enough time in the day. You have to be strategic. Strategic about how you spend your time. I could go to a 3-hour networking event, or I could create 3 podcasts, a course, a video, a workshop, a webinar. All these things are digital assets. And if you think that I've got to build my global opportunity, I had a gentleman that he was an electrician, and we talked about him. He was asking me about podcasting, and I said, "You're global." He goes, "No, I'm not." I'm local. I said, you are local and you're global. Your journey is global. How many people, and I don't remember exact how many years he'd been in business, but he built a nice local electrical business. His journey is going to be beneficial to a global audience, at least US, but probably global, because the mindset it takes to build a business, it ain't easy. Don't let anybody kid you. It's hard work. You'll work harder for yourself than you'll ever for anybody else. You should work hard for everybody. But when it's yours, when you're building up equity, it's going to test every single ounce of what you've got. And yes, you're going to fail a lot, but you're going to learn. Yes, you're going to work a lot, but you're going to build up equity in yourself and your family. That's the opportunity that's available. So when somebody says, what do you do, Pete? We generate leads, create cash flow, and build thriving communities. Because if you are generating massive leads, your cash flow is going to be growing, and you're going to have a thriving community. Without leads, you got nothing. Well, you got a hobby. It's okay to have a hobby, but you're not going to support your family on a hobby. You have to support your family with leads, cash flow, and a thriving community. So if you want to have a thriving community, you want cash flow, you've got to create leads. Leads is life. Life for your business. Separate the two. Hobbies, one thing. Business, another. A lot of people will have a hobby, but think they have a business. But without leads, you don't. Your cash flow will suffer, and you won't have a thriving community. Because if you're in business, focus on leads. So, all right, let me give you something here. Hold on here, Nelly. I just want to be able to, yes. Book a clarity session. Go to pkane.me/clarity. And if you're ready to go, and you might be, let me see if I have it on here. Yeah, you could put KPI Club, which I think I don't have, or you can connect with us. Go to pkane.me/connect. You can see anything we do. If you'd like to be a guest on my podcast, just go to pkane.me. Schedule it, answer a few questions, and we'll be glad to share you with our community, because you are the magic and anything is possible. You are the magic. Anything is possible. Focus on your demand, your leads. Leads is cash flow. Leads is a thriving community. Together, you'll have an unbelievable, abundant future. Put all these together and we'll help you. If you're out there and you haven't created a lot of leads, get on our podcast. If you're out there and your cash flow is suffering, get on our podcast. If you want to build a thriving community, get on our podcast. Let us help you generate leads, create cash flow, and build a thriving community. All righty. If that helped you, share this. Subscribe to our channel and share this with people you think need to create cash flow, generate massive leads, and build a thriving community. All right. Okay, let me see. Oh, shit. I haven't even done. Dang. Holy mackerel. Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete and certified high performance coach. Man, I thought I was live and I wasn't. And I was about to finish and I went, oh man, I forgot to hit one button. Okay. Now, this is Motivational Monday. Massive demand for your services and you. That's what creates motivation. With demand for you and your services, you'll be one motivated person, because the difference between a hobby and a business is your leads, is your cash flow, and your thriving community. It's okay to have a hobby, but don't think a hobby is a business. A business creates cash flow. A business has demand for you and your services. So if you create massive demand, which is possible, then you have a thriving business, you have cash flow, and if you always have hundreds of leads, you're able to grow. Because today, you better grow or you're not going to be around. You better generate leads or you're not going to be around. Because if you generate leads, you're going to increase your cash flow and you're going to build a thriving community. And to do that, you can be a guest on our podcast, because you can search me. I dominate 5 pages of Google. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5. Because I've done 400 and some podcasts. I've created 9 courses. And we have a club, a KPI club. It's a Key Person of Influence Club for Influence and Impact. That's where we help you generate leads, cash flow, and a thriving community. We have a live event coming up. We do live events. We used to do them monthly. Now we do them every 2 months. So you can come meet people. You can be on a stage, because public speaking is the second biggest fear to die. So you want to overcome your fear, lean into it. Does everybody become a good public speaker unless they do it? You got to do it. You got to get some reps. But that's how you generate leads. Because if you speak to 100 people versus one-on-one, which a lot of people do, then you're speaking to one-on-many. And one-on-many creates leads. Leads creates cash flow. Cash flow is a thriving community. So, massive demand for you and your services. That's what you have to focus on. That's what we do. So if you search me, 5 pages, and that's just a little bit of what's out there. So if you want to know how to do that, go book a clarity session. We'll help you generate leads, cash flow, and build a thriving community. Check me out. Go see if I don't dominate 5 pages of Google. See if we can do that for you. We can. We play the long game. We don't play this short-term stuff. Long game. Because you play the long game, you're going to win. You're going to have an abundant future. You always want to have demand for your products, and you got to create it. Doesn't happen by magic. Being in business is the hardest thing you'll ever do. Don't let anybody kid you. It's hard work. But why not work hard for you and your family? Why not create a strategy around generating leads, building your cash flow, and having a thriving community? So book a clarity session. And if you just want to be a guest on my podcast or one of our community, go to pk.me. Just schedule it. Doesn't cost you anything. If you want to upgrade it to Spotify and a lot of other things, you can. But you have that option. Because together we're better. Generate leads, create cash flow, and build a thriving community. That will motivate you. Oh, it will. You'll be unstoppable, because when you have unlimited demand for you and your services, it puts you in a position of growth. And if you're not growing, you're dying. You got to grow. You got to grow through demand. You got to grow through cash flow. You got to grow through a thriving community. So create that demand and book a clarity session. If you want to know more, be a guest on my podcast. Or if you put the word, let me see here. I think, okay, here we go. Connect. You can connect to our community. You want to see what we're doing? We do live events. And that's where you can speak one on many. Because when you're speaking to many, you create demand. When you create demand, you create cash flow. When you create cash flow, you have a thriving community. So separate hobby from business. Work hard, but have the right strategy. Check me out, pkane.me. Go ahead and see how many pages of Google that I dominate. Check us out. Any podcast, we've done a lot, over 400, 9 courses, 9, all support you being a key person of influence online, all supporting you creating demand, cash flow, and a thriving community. So let us help you. If you know of somebody that needs leads, that needs cash flow and a thriving community, share this with them. Share this with them. Help them grow. Because, man, we're coming in some power. We're already in the middle of such major shift, major things that are happening. And you want to be on the cutting edge of a strategy that will create demand, build your cash flow, and create a thriving community. Okay. I'm a little bit different today. I got my beard. November is something. November is beard month or whatever it is. So, okay. Be bold, make an impact, and have fun.